Hi Stampers, my name is Sandy Hancock and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I'm coming to you from Southern California and today is Monday, December the 8th, 2025. This happens to be my son's 41st birthday, so happy birthday, Brad. Okay, so today I'm going to be showing you a pop-up Petals spun fold card. So let's see what it does. This one I used Petunia Pop. So consider yourself hugged. That greeting is from Banner Sayings, which is in the new catalog. And I used You Are Loved, Consider Yourself Hugged, and Happy Birthday. Those are the three that I used out of here. It has a punch that goes with it, so I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, so you open it up, and now you have a layer that says You Are Loved, and all of these stamps are out of Pop-Up Petals. And then the second one is Grateful for Your Friendship, and that's from this Pop-Up Petals. Happy Birthday is once again from Banner Sayings, and you have it. And this is one piece of cardstock folded. So it looks like a lot of layers, but it's really not that hard. So let me just show you the different layers, and then we'll do the stamping and put the card together. After I finish this one, I'm actually going to be making one with Poppy Parade. So you'll see the Petunia Pop, Poppy Parade, and then I have two more made up in two different well, one more made up like this, and then the original one that I kept from a while ago. But anyway, so I have two more to show you after this. Alrighty, so let's get started. Okay, so first thing, I'm going to be using the Brights 6x6 designer paper, 165301. And in this particular set, you have 4 different designs. I'm using 3 of the 4. So this one, okay, let me just show you on this card. Okay, so I'm using this print. This is the one I'm using on the back here, okay? And then when you turn that over, this is the one I'm using on the front. And then there's this sheet, and this is the one I'm using on the top. The back of this one is this print, and I'm not using it. But isn't this fun that I can use 3 different prints on the same card and they kind of all go together? I actually like them together a lot. Okay, so that's what I'm using, the Brights. And now I have this piece right here that has everything that I'm doing, and I'm just going to walk you through it. Okay, let's see if we can do this and make it make sense. All right, so the main cardstock is 8 1/4 by 4 1/4. Here we go. And we're going to score it at 5 1/2. So we've got a regular size here card, 5 1/2. So scored it at 5 1/2. Okay. Then the top piece of cardstock, which is the part that's going to go right here. Okay. The top piece of the cardstock is 4 1/2 by 2 3/4. And then there's a white layer on top of that, which is just 1/4 of an inch less. And then the DSP is 1/4 of an inch less. So there we've got that. Okay, so let me just move that for a minute. Okay, inside we have a piece of DSP, which is 4 by 5 1/4. That goes right there. Okay, then the inside cardstock that folds, it's 10 1/2 by 3 1/4. So it's like this, 10 1/2 by 3 1/4, and we're going to score it at 5 1/4. So it's going to go next. And then on top of each of those flaps is a white piece, like that. This is not going to stay together real well. Okay, and then the top white layer is 5 by 3, which is just 1/4 of an inch less. Score 5 1/4. Okay, so 5 by 3. And then here we have the top piece. Now, the one I haven't showed you yet, the inside DSP, no. The DSP for the top. Okay, I have to show you this. Okay, now this is 4 by 2 3/4. And so if you have the fancy Borders dies, here's what you can do. If you don't, just cut this 1/4 of an inch less, which would be, use border dies, cut it down to 4 by 2 1/2. Because this fold is 2 3/4. I mean, this length right here is 2 3/4. So if you don't have a border die, then just cut this to 4 by 2 1/2. But I have a border die, and it is retired, but you may have it, or you may have a different border die that you want to use. So I'm going to use my border die, and just know that when you use this, you want to put the Stampin' Up! Logo upside down to get the side that you want. So I'm just going to go ahead and tape this on, and then I'll go run it through, and then I'll show you how I'm going to finish cutting it down to size. So this will just take a second, hopefully. And we are almost done. Okay, here we go. This just puts a real pretty little tip on the edge. So now let's take this off. Ooh, isn't that pretty? Yes, yes. Now I'm going to have to remeasure it, because remember, I just want it to be 2 1/2. Let me put this away so I don't lose it. This is what I'm trying to do. Use it and put it away. What a concept. Okay, so now I've got this, but I don't think it's 2 1/2 yet. No. So let me get the cutter. And we're just going to cut this down to 2 1/2 so that it'll fit nicely. Not going to cut off much, but okay. All right, now let's see if this fits here. Yes, it fits nicely. So it ends up being 4 by 2 1/2. Okay, so let's start putting all this together, and then we'll do the stamping and get the card put together. So I think the first thing I'll do is just do the inside. And right now I have no patience for glue, so I'm using the Stampin' Seal. Okay, so, ooh, this is so pretty. This Poppy Parade is really, really, really pretty. Okay, so there's that. Now, the next layer that goes in is the one that folds. So the inside cardstock that folds. So this is 10 1/2 by 3 1/4, and I scored it at 5 1/4. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and we'll put this inside for the next layer. So really, if you just cut the layers and then just put them in, it's pretty easy. And then this one, I'm just eyeballing it. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but I think that's pretty good. Okay, there you go. And then on top of each of these pieces will be white. So let's put some white here. And you can see, let's see, where am I? So this is 5 by 3, 2 pieces of 5 by 3 cardstock. So here's our second piece of 5 by 3. So just take a picture of this if you want to make this card, because it'll make it easy to figure out the layers. Okay, so there we go. So now we're up to the top piece, and I need to score that. I think I got that settled in there a little close to the top. So I don't know, it may not lay down like it's supposed to. But the one thing about this glue is, oh, I don't think I'm going to try to take it off. Okay, so it may just have to stick up. All right, so now here's our top layer. First thing we're going to do is put down our DSP. So let's do that. And that, for this, I used the fancy borders. But we've had borders in the past, so you may have another real pretty little border that you could put on there. Okay, then let's just put these 3 pieces together. And here again, these are the 3 pieces that I'm working with. Okay, now I think this has an up and a down side, a little bit. No. Okay, let's get this on there. Right. Okay, then let's put this on. piece. Okay, then this is going to go on to the very front here. And it's going to be about here. I'm just kind of saying from here up. It doesn't have to be exact. Okay, it's just, I want the, see what I'm watching is the border. That's what's really important. You want the borders to be nice and even. Okay, hold it this way and it's easier. Okay, here we go. So now we've got our basic card all put together. All right, so now let's decorate it. Okay, so I'm going to be using some stamps from the pop-up Petals, and I just want to show you how much nicer. When I originally started making this card, I was just stamping it once and letting it go. And then today I thought, you know, I think I'm going to try it with the Stamparatus. And you may not have a Stamparatus, but you may have some type of apparatus that allows you to stamp more than once. I'm just going to show you how much nicer. Okay, well that didn't even work that well, so we for sure, I think I need to move. The problem is I need to move these closer so it doesn't pull them up. I'll just stamp it 3 times. Okay, I don't know what's on that stamp. All right, anyway, 3 times is much better than 1. And then I'm going to pull off the jar stamp, and I'm just going to turn this around. And I think we'll just put the jar right here. Oh dear, yeah, there we go. Okay. So let's just... I'm pushing right on the stamp that has the ink on it, so I'm going to have ink all over me. That wasn't probably the smartest move. There we go. Okay, good. All right, so now we've got 2 dark pots. And what else do we need? We need the flowers, and I'm going to do them in black. The flowers. So we've got the pot for the front, the flowers, then we need the long flower for the inside. There we go. And that's really all we need. Okay, so all the stamping is done. Okay, so now I'm just going to show you again. These were stamped 1 time, and these were stamped, I'll show you the ones I actually cut out. This one even did better. This one was stamped 3 times, and where's my pot? This pot was stamped 3 times. So if you have an apparatus that, and I actually re-inked my pads too to make sure that they were looking good. So anyway, for me anyway, this particular stamp, the particular stamps work better if I stamp them more than once. Okay, now I've already cut out some pieces, so let's ink these. Okay, now, when I first used this pop-up Petals, I could not figure out how in the ding-dong get these flowers in the right place. But I think, I hope, let's see, is this the right place? Well, let's just try it and see. Well, maybe it's the other way. Okay, let's try it again. Actually, you could get away with that if you wanted to. Let's see. Well, let's see. That is not a whole lot better. Okay. Try 3rd time's the charm. I guess I should have had one of these already stamped. I seriously did get this figured out, so I'm not sure why it's not cooperating at this exact moment. I was pretty impressed with people that were getting it so lined up. That's really not that great either, but I'm gonna have to go with one of these. So I think what I'll do is, I don't know why I could do this so nicely just until it was time for the video. Well, no, I can't do that. Okay, so I will just have to go with one of these. I don't know why I can get it so lined up when I'm not making the video. Okay, let's put the yellow in. Oh, I think I'll use this one. Okay, so we'll just hover right over the yellow. Okay, the yellow I can actually do. Then I'm going to take light old olive. I'm going to just put a little bit of color in the leaves. And then I'm going to color these leaves too for the rose for the inside. And I'll probably go back and highlight a little bit with the dark old olive. Okay. All right, then let's just, there's a stamp that you can just stamp on that flower, not have to color that one in. Okay, now, where's my dark? I'm gonna take my dark and just kind of go over this a little bit, give it a little bit of highlight. It just looks nice when you can give a little bit of definition. I'm gonna even color this down. Okay. All right, so now I don't, oh, this is what I'm doing. Okay, so we'll just put a little dark in here. Okay, now I think we are ready to put our card together. Move all the, oh, I'm gonna need that red pad again in a minute. Okay, so now for the front, we need the pot, and I'm gonna put several layers under the pot. You know, you certainly don't have to put any layers under the pot. You don't have to. It's just that they're so easy, you can cut out two at a time. And this, it gives it a little more depth and a little more interest. So as long as these flowers are flubbed up, I'm just going to use them also for layers. We'll put 3. You could put 2, or you could just put 1. Okay, then, okay, so we're going to get ready to put our pot and the flowers. And one last thing we need is our greeting. And let's see, where would I find that one? It's from, okay, I think it's here. Yeah, consider yourself loved. So let's just put that on here. And get our Puppy Parade pad. Consider yourself loved. Oh, consider yourself hugged. Okay, now this punch is called the 3 banner punch, and that is part of the bundle that comes with the banner sayings. And this is also a new one. All right, so I'm going, oops, no, I want this one. Consider yourself hugged. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to put consider yourself hugged at the bottom. About right there. Then we'll just put adhesive on our pot and on our flowers. And again, you know, don't feel like you have to put as many layers as I do. You don't. I just like the depth that it brings. That's all. Okay, now I don't have any Poppy Parade embellishments. So what I'm going to do is take these 24, 26 in color flat pearls, and I'm going to color over the lightest ones. Not with that. I'm going to color over the lightest ones. Give me some Poppy Parade. There you go. How simple is that? And we've got Poppy Parade. All right. Then we'll just add these to the card. Yeah, I'm gonna put one here. Come on, isn't this card just so cute? Okay, so here's the front. Consider yourself hugged. Oh my word, I would love, love, love to get this card. Okay, inside, what are we gonna do? Well, what is this? Something we don't want. Okay, a little bit of adhesive. Okay, so inside, what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna put the pot, and I'm gonna put the flower, and I'm not even gonna put layers underneath them. So let's put some adhesive on these. And then we'll just stamp a greeting at the bottom. Okay, so is that about the center? And then we'll just put our little pot right over it. Okay, here we're gonna say you are loved. Now, let's see what I did with you are loved. I think I was putting these back in the wrong places. What does this one say? You are loved. Good. Okay. Put that one on here. Get my fancy Poppy Parade. Okay, hold this for a minute. Poppy Parade. You know what? I see some ink on the corner of this, and that makes me a little bit nervous. So I'm gonna move that off. Okay. You are loved. You are loved. I can straighten my pot a little bit. Maybe put a little more adhesive on it. Okay, there you go. You are loved. And then I'm going to take this greeting, Grateful for Your Friendship, and that's from Pop-Up Petals. Ooh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Now, do I have any idea where the happy birthday is? Maybe I do and maybe I don't. I think it's actually already on a block. But I don't see it. Actually, it's not a bad idea for me not to stamp happy birthday on there because I might not want to say happy birthday on this card. Oh, I forgot to put the pretties on this. Let's do that. So I'm going to put another Poppy Parade here, and one here, and one here. Okay, so let's take a look. Consider yourself hugged. You are loved. Grateful for your friendship. And then if it's somebody's birthday, you could add happy birthday. Okay, so there's Poppy Parade. Now, and you've already seen the Petunia Pop. So here is Flirty Flamingo. So it's exactly the same card, just Flirty Flamingo. This is the warmer colors, cooler colors. And then I'm going to show you the original that I held onto. Do you remember this ice cream set? I absolutely love it. I sold it ages ago, and do you remember the big polka dot embossing folder that we had? So I put that on there and then added the ice cream. And then inside, this is from Unbounded Love, and these were from the set. Life is Sweeter with You. Little spoon. Oh my gosh, how cute are these? Oh my gosh. Okay, well, and then I'm going to show you one more thing, which may or may not work. We're just going to try it and see. There's another set. Oh, there's the happy birthday. Okay, I'm going to get out my pad again, because there is a set called Address to You. And this is where the address goes. You can put your return address here, and then these are different things that fit in these spaces. So let's just for fun try it in Poppy Parade. Okay, so we're going to put this up in the left-hand corner, like that. Then I pulled out the circular one, and you could have this going in any direction, but I'm going to do it this. And then these little flowers, these are all from that set, Addressed to You. And then we're just going to add these little flowers. Since our card is flowered, I don't know, I think that's kind of cute. So you would put your address here, your return address. I don't know, that's kind of fun, isn't it? Okay, so that one is called Addressed to You, and it'll be out at the very beginning of January because it's in the new catalog. All right, so thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions, reach out to me at sandystamper.net, no A in the Stamper. And I am so happy that you joined me. I'll look forward to having you next time. Bye-bye.